Is it surreal?
Yeah, man, this is amazing. I can't believe it. This is the greatest.
This was your Broadway debut, and you got Tony nominated.
Yeah.
I mean, your show has brought so much joy. We talked about this before. Just talk about bringing young audiences to the theater and just experiencing your play, what that meant to you as a playwright.
All I want to do is be useful. I want to offer something with the work that I've done, and it's been, especially after the pandemic, it's been so meaningful and moving to see how many people have been responding to this story that came from a really personal place for me and has touched other people across age, across gender, across so many identities. Has been immensely moving and meaningful, and God, I can't believe I'm fucking here.
Look at all your peeps that are here, and your peeps, right? But isn't it wild to walk in? It's like,
this is all I've made a home here. This has become my home. I've never felt more like a part of a community than in my theater people, and so this is just like so joyful to see everybody here and celebrating and screaming at each other, and I'm so grateful.
what's made this all so special for you? What a journey you've been on with your show.
I think it's the people that we've been making it with, the cast, the crew, the producers. It's just been amazing to like build a community around this play, and the audiences have been just amazing. So I'm full of happiness. I'm like overflowing with happiness.
I mean, let's just talk about the audience. Audiences fell in love with this downtown. Now Broadway audiences are falling in love with this. I mean, it must make a new playwright. I mean, a new play. It must make you so excited about that.
It does. It feels like all of the hard work and all of the dreaming and all of the rejection has been worth it. I'm glad I didn't quit.
What a cast you have on stage.
Yes, they're amazing. The entire ensemble, and Nikki Crawford is just like incandescent in this show.
When you were really young, did you write something early on? Like, what was one of the first shows you did growing up?
I wrote a play when I was about 15 years old for my grandmother to direct at church. It was called Jesus is the Reason for the Season, which is a terrible title, and it's an equally bad play, but it's the first play I ever wrote. And I didn't think it was something I could do for a living, but I just kept doing it. And I just loved the form, and I never gave it up. And so I'm glad I didn't give it up, because I love what I do.
What would your older self tell that 15-year-old if you could go back?
Keep daydreaming in class. That's going to pay off one day. They're telling you that you shouldn't do it, and they're telling you that that it's like bad for your attention and for your education, but it's actually going to serve you well.
How excited are you to be here today?
Absolutely thrilled. And I just really appreciate that Broadway has yet again embraced Top Dog Underdog. And to see it in front of all these new audiences, right? To have kids, they come up to me and say, Miss Parks, I studied your play in high school, and to see the look on their faces when they see it for the very first time after having read it and studied it and maybe written a term paper on it or something like that. It's really very beautiful.
See, that's what I loved about this production that Kenny Leon did such a beautiful job on. Yeah.
Kenny Leon did a brilliant job. As great as the play is on the page, we all know, those of us who work, the play doesn't direct itself. Kenny transmitted the genius of the play to Yaya and Corey, gave them the stuff they needed so that they could play 100%, 150% every single time they did the show. They were amazing.
Right, let's talk about Yaya and Corey. I mean, what they do with your words up there.
It's amazing. No, I mean, as brilliant as the Broadway premiere was with George C. Wolfe and Mostef and Jeffrey Wright, as brilliant as they are still in my mind and my heart, Yaya and Corey and Kenny Leon, they brought something to this show that I'd never seen before. And I think these days we've all grown up since Top Dog premiered 20 years ago. We've become a culture, a theater-loving culture that has, I think, even more intense hunger for the truth. We want to see the real. Maybe 20 years ago we were like, it's a little much, And now I think we're like, bring it. We want to know what's what.
How excited are you to be sitting in here on Tony Day?
So excited and still a little bit shocked, honestly.
You have a Tony pin.
I do. It's really weird because, this play was written by Henrik Ibsen in 1879. And so I feel sort of like I'm here representing both of us. I'm so honored to be included among the Tony nominees, but I have to share this honor with my colleague, Mr. Ibsen.
What an incredible cast. You have Jessica Chastain, Arian, everybody who's in this show. What's made it so special for you?
Every moment from the second I was asked to do it. I've loved this play since I was a teenager. I saw the amazing production with Janet McTeer in the 90s, I think. And I worked with Jessica Chastain. I was so lucky to work with her on Scenes from a Marriage and to admire her tremendously. And so getting to write this for her, getting to write it for Jamie, this extraordinary director, and know sort of the style he would do it in, and then bringing in the rest of this incredible cast. It's been the people, really.
How special is this for you today, being here, and you got a Tony pin?
Yeah, that's right. I got a Tony pin. It's really special, and it's really special to be here with Steve McKinley Henderson, my dear friend, and it was a real group effort. The cast was all my friends, and even the understudies, most of them were my friends. So we did it together. So it means more because they all have a piece of it.
Bringing a whole new audience to the theater must make you feel so incredible.
Well, I hope I'm contributing to that. It's certainly part of what I strive to do, and it's a really great feeling too when you see different populations, and then finding the similarities that they have, when they react and stuff like that, and it's beautiful. The theater should be like the subway, and we're getting there.